Hi everyone, thanks so much. I shall be super fast because I know that we all want to get lunch, and we sponsored it, and hopefully there's some lunch left by the time we get there. We were going to do a demo, but we couldn't get the HDMI and stuff working. So we did a talk last week at MWC, which is a very similar event to today, just with more lights and bigger screens. And it really resonated because it really hit home with a lot of things that people have said today. So let me grab the doobry. The first thing I wanted to kind of notice is that everyone here is selling services to customers, but the first thing to note is that you can sell value-added services to more users than you've sold a service to. So we came out of selling value-added services to telcos, like, for example, compliance recording. So if there's a telco, let's say a mobile operator sold 1 million SIMs into business customers, that million SIMs is only 20% of the number of users in that customer base, because they don't buy a phone for everyone who works for them. And then if you're doing compliance recording on top of that, you only sell compliance recording to 5% of that 20%. So it's a small amount. So your total addressable market's 1 million, but your serviceable addressable market's, say, 50,000. But then unified. So everyone's been talking about today about, we just saw on that disk, there's mobile, there's Teams, there's Zoom, there's everything under the sun. By collecting the content across the unified, you've now got access to every single person within that company. So your total addressable market's increased by 5-fold. And of course the service addressable market as well. But where AI comes in, which is awesome, is AI allows you to look at not just the niche use case of compliance, but across every single use case that there is. And now you can sell services to absolutely every single person within that business. So you've got a massive market opportunity. What we do is we take those conversations and we help you to split out the information, and it goes into 4 different areas. Compliance automation is an obvious one. Customer experience insights is the second one. Operational efficiency is the third. And not just customer satisfaction, but there's someone else on the other side of the conversation as well. It may be a bot, more bots in the future, but also employee well-being as well. Next. Just a couple of ideas. There was that slide that was put up with, I don't know how many were, 200 specialist AI companies that are working in the space of agentic AI. And just basically, it's awesome. FSI, we can automate looking at Financial Conduct Authority or MiFID or Dodd-Frank. We can look in the healthcare space. So there was a Guardian article last year that said that there are 200 million prescriptions a year in the UK alone that are incorrect. So with the advent of COVID, there are more conversations with customers over the phone. Why can't we, and we can, understand the conversation and then look up on an NHS database of all of the drugs and the prescription levels and say, was this correct or was it not, before an incorrect prescription is taken. And the list just goes on. There's so many different examples. It's crazy. But the key thing for us, which has been said today, is this hyper-verticalization. So we've got to collect, and everyone's saying that they're going to make it easier for us to collect the media. We've got to transcribe it at high quality, at high volume, but not expensively, so we kind of cracked that. There's a bunch of out-of-the-box analysis, this stuff that we all know about, like being FCA compliant and things like that. But what we don't know is we're not subject matter experts in all of these different areas. So what we decided and what we thought was important was that you could personalize the AI insights that you're getting from the conversations super easy and super fast. And so James is going to give you like literally 1 minute so we can go and eat something to just give you an indication of how that works.
Yeah, so we started this journey at this event a year ago, pretty much, where we had an API that allowed you to do en masse transcription at a price point that was really competitive. And we did some live demos there with phone calls and talking to things and did it there. We also went to the Cavell New York event where we showcased our matrix search. Now, this is a way that you can get data insights that you might not be able to find before. So taking all that structured data and understanding it and looking through that data and looking for things that you might care about over time, over proportional data. And now we are showing you how we can actually create those, how you can create those verticals and gain that knowledge and gain that that insight. So I was going to do this live, but we've got a video instead because there's no connectivity up here. But what we're showing today is this launching our intelligence section of our platform. The intelligence section here is, you can obviously play back data that's been sent to our API, but also how do you learn and understand that? So loading into our intelligence section gives you a ton of data from the starting point. And this is both AI driven and also what you care about. So you'll see some things here about weekly complaints, how many have been tagged by that over time and things like that. And they're split into different categories and some recommendations of things you might not be looking at or know about. But what we actually care about is how we make these and how we personalize these things to the industry. We don't want it to be generic. We want it to be specific. So we've got a library of these curated tags, as we would call them. And these are the AI looking for things for you. So it's not keywords, it's generative AI understanding the context of the conversations. And they're split into these tag categories. We've had this idea for a while, but we're keen that we don't want people to be data analysts to understand this stuff. So we've made these created tags, and there's a marketplace where you can pick from the correct vertical, as Matthew was saying a second ago, and some of those might be more expensive tags to run. It might need to look back over previous calls. Why is a complaint happening on this call? That's fine, you can tell me there was a complaint, but why has it happened? It was from a missold product 6 months ago, so that customer journey is just as important as identifying that. So some of these tags and these ideas can do that. But the really exciting piece is actually when we can then create these. So you can duplicate a tag that we've made or that a service provider has made or that you've made, and you can edit them. You can add new things. Maybe in this case, we want to look for compassionate language in our empathy tag. That's cool. Let's add it in. The AI will start looking for that and tagging that forwards. But you can also make brand new ones from a generative prompt here. And it will suggest some ideas at the bottom there that are recent, so use of bad language, for example. Type in anything you want and it will help you generate that with a no-code UI. There's no reason to be a developer or an analyst to do this. And you can make a brand new one from scratch, as you see here. But the really exciting bit is this stream. So this is an intelligent stream. This groups all of those tags into an answer to a question. So I'm asking it here, how have complaints types shifted over time? It's a very generic, simple question. The AI will then ask me a couple of questions just to clarify what I mean by this. And the top one is it, and the bottom one is me answering those questions. Time ranges, sort of what sort of specifics are you looking for? And then it will go and build that stream. The first thing it will do is show me some insights onto that data. But then I can really drill into that data and tweak that AI-generated tag of AI tags. So we can change the time range, the domains. Maybe I only care about the HR team or the sales team. I can pick specific groups, and I can set a sample size. Do I want to run this on every single call? Do I want to run communication? Do I want to run this on 10%? However I want to run that. We can also then look at the analysis. So it's, because I asked it about complaints over time, it's picked all of my complaint tags, brought them into here as a grouping. But there's generative feedback loops included in all of this. So you can find new tags, it will recommend extra things to be looking at across those calls that it's already analyzing. So maybe it's suggesting you've missed something here or there. You can have different sentiment types included in that and also filter those across. Once that's running, that can then go backwards and look at your data that you've already got. We're seeing a spike in calls right now, but why are we seeing that spike in calls? Let's look at that. So you can see very quickly there, I just did 2 example calls, one happy, one negative call, so that we can tag these. But then once we've saved that, we're then looking at this data. We've already built up a playlist of 449 calls that have hit this intelligence stream. And the call I've just done here has been instantly tagged as a shipping delay call. You can see the transcript here. And it allows you to very, very quickly and without any coding or analytic background, start really going into that rich data.
So I guess if there's one thing to leave you with, it's that connecting people so they can make conversations was the value proposition before, but now the value is in the content of the conversations that are taking place between people, and it's got value to the end customer, so you can monetize it. And we're seeing user prices from a few pounds per user per month up to £50 per user per month, depending on the value that it provides to the end user. So let's go and get some lunch, guys, because I'm starving, and I'm sure you are too. But thanks for your time.